This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, for government eyes only, Dunedin Hospital's redevelopment options are finalised but aren't being made public just yet. Accidents on ice, police are kept busy after a treacherous morning on Dunedin's roads. And we find out what road improvements are being made to make it easier accessing Queenstown Airport. Good evening, I'm Callum Proctor. The Southern Partnership Group has finalised preferred options for the redevelopment of Dunedin Hospital. However, the information within the report's only available to the government, sparking Official Information Act requests.
The future of Dunedin's public hospital is now in the hands of ministry officials in Wellington. At its monthly meeting this week, the Southern Partnership Group signed off the indicative business case for the redevelopment of Dunedin's hospital services. It clears the way for it to be reviewed by the Capital Investment Committee next month before it goes to Cabinet in August. Speaking on the steps of Parliament this afternoon, Opposition Health spokesperson David Clark is upset the report will be viewed in Wellington before it's seen in Dunedin.
I think it's terrible that this report is going to Wellington before local people can see it. Locals have been kept out of this process and kept in the dark for too long. We need a commitment to a full rebuild, and we need a time frame, and we need the government to be getting on with it this year.
The Dunedin City Council has also been vigorously lobbying for a central city rebuild. City Councillor David Benson Pope says the SOS campaign team has lodged an Official Information Act request to see what the report contains. Benson Pope says the DCC's campaign team has received 30,000 messages of support from Otago residents. He understands the bells may be tolling for the campaign, but says the team will be campaigning again at the Meridian Mall from noon this Saturday. Southern Partnership Group Chair Andrew Blair says the Partnership Group has already begun preparing for the next stage of the process, a detailed business case, to flesh out the preferred option, ready for the detailed design and construction phases of the project. David Clark says the rebuild must happen in the centre of Dunedin.
Look, there is every reason to want a central city rebuild to attract the best possible staff from overseas who can walk from their research facilities, their operating theatres to their teaching classes. And if we don't get that central city rebuild, things will be grim. I'm worried that the public is being kept in the dark because the right options are not being considered. We need answers now, and we need to know that there will be a full central city rebuild and that it will start this year.
Deputy Leader of the House of Parliament Michael Woodhouse was approached for comment by the South Today, but was unable to respond in time due to being on ministerial business in Canada. Daryl Baser, the South Today.
Dunedin residents have a couple more days to have their dangerous breeds dogs desexed for free as funding from the DCC and Department of Internal Affairs runs out at the end of June. Dogs which are classified as dangerous breeds can be desexed for free until the end of June. The Council's team leader of compliance, animal and parking control, Peter Hanlon, says the scheme's been running since March. Along with neutering, the Council's also offering education for owners of breeds which are believed to be dangerous, including Dogo Argentino, Japanese Tosa and American Pit Bull Terriers. Dunedin police say there have been some minor crashes around the city due to the frost this morning, with cars slipping on the roads. Heriot Row was closed for a few hours due to a crash between 4 cars. Fortunately, nobody was injured, but the road remained closed while the cars were cleared out of the way. Heriot Row local Jordan McDonald says these conditions are common in the area.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just because it gets no sun really. It's just the sun freezes over during night time, and then always in the morning it's really cold and frozen, yeah.
The hill suburbs were particularly treacherous in places, including on the main arterial routes from Mornington and Wairakei. A police spokesperson He's asking motorists to drive to the conditions, watch speed and maintain following distances, especially in those shaded areas. A boy's recovering in Dunedin Hospital after suffering serious injuries in a 20-metre fall down a cliff in Mount Aspiring National Park. Emergency services were called to the Rob Glacier walking track 54 kilometres west of Wanaka at around 2:30 yesterday afternoon. Police say a search and rescue team was deployed from Wanaka and a rescue helicopter was dispatched from Te Anau to fly the boy to Dunedin Hospital. Visitors to Queenstown Airport should experience fewer traffic snarl-ups once $4.6 million of roading improvements are completed. The airport's new 2-minute public drop-off zone is set to keep traffic moving, along with the park and ride facility, which opened last week. And further improvements are just around the corner. Here's Mina Amso with this report.
There has been 18 months of noise and traffic disruption at Queenstown Airport, but the new look is taking shape. Queenstown Airport Corporation CEO Colin Keel says the changes are designed to get traffic moving along more quickly.
And what that really does over this last 12 months is just take our car parking and our traffic flow to a completely different space than it was this time last year.
He says the number of car parks has been increased substantially in the last year.
When you think about the last 12 months, because that's really where the growth has occurred. So we started, if you include our staff car parking, at around 500 spaces. We've increased that by over 400, so almost 420 spaces. That's a pretty substantial increase in just a 12-month period.
So what has changed? A new free 2-minute public drop-off zone has been reintroduced at the airport terminal. The free 20-minute public pick-up and drop-off parking area remains, and a new tap-and-go technology which makes it easier for travellers to pay by credit and debit cards has been introduced. Keel says the road widening and a new roundabout at the airport will reduce the number of vehicles on the airport's ring road by 40%. The coach park has been moved outside the terminal, and a newly opened park and ride service area behind Mata 10 on Brooks Road will increase from 150 parks to 300 by the end of the year. In addition to the work at the airport, improvements have been made to the nearby Queenstown's traffic at the BP roundabout. The New Zealand Transport Agency project manager Phil Dorset says the extra added lane is helping speed up traffic flows.
And we've also put a lengthen the approach lane coming from the BP roundabout, and people are able to get onto the roundabout quicker and also leave it. And there are 2 circulating lanes around most of the roundabout now.
And there are more major traffic improvements in the pipeline, although the agency's Southern Region Manager Ian Duncan isn't willing to give details yet.
We're working with a number of partners in a governance group to come up with an overall transport system that is fit for purpose going forwards within Queenstown, and it will be a multimodal solution.
He says the agency is focusing on completing the Kawaro Bridge, Stage 2 of the Eastern Access Hawthorne Drive project, and the State Highway 6 Tucker Beach Road exit. Mina Amso, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, Invercargill Library issues a challenge to all readers ahead of the July holidays, and we revealed the name chosen from hundreds of suggestions given to Otago Museum's jewelled gecko.
For all your news from the Southern Regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
We need your help to secure the future of Dunedin Hospital. The Dunedin City Council is leading the community's call to redevelop Dunedin Hospital as a top-flight teaching hospital right in the city centre. Have you sent your SOS? Add your voice to the thousands demanding central government commit to the health and well-being of the whole southern region. Go to dunedinhospitalsos.nz and fill out your form, or head to a library near you to fill out a paper copy. dunedinhospitalsos.nz.
We're a 25 Moreau Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Silverhorn Active Manuka Honey from the natural Manuka forests of New Zealand. Buy one 250-gram pot for $34.90 and get a second pot for half price. Order online at silverhorn.co.nz.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths. Very comfortable, warm, extremely durable, and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street. Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever. Gillian's and Silverhorn bring you Rub of the Green, lawn bowls from around the south. Saturday night at 7, replaying on Sunday at 1 p.m. and Tuesday at 3:30.
Welcome back. A man clad in nothing but a pair of white socks was recently discovered doing push-ups on Westport's main street in the early hours of the morning. Granity Constable Greg Sherry was called to the scene about 2 a.m. after a security guard spotted the man and thought his behaviour was strange. Sherry says when he arrived, the man was in the middle of the road near the Westpac Bank. The 28-year-old local was arrested for public safety. It was later discovered there was also a warrant out for his arrest as he had failed to appear in the Westport District Court on June 15th. Well, the Invercargill Public Library's rewarding children for reading in the upcoming school holidays. The library's July Reading Challenge is back, encouraging people of all ages to read not only more books, but a wider range of books. Here's Ruby Spink.
If you're looking for something to do during the cold weather these school holidays, then Megan Findlater from the Invercargill Public Library might have the thing for you. The annual Winter Reading Challenge.
The idea is you need to read 6 books over the month of July, and then you fill in our booklet. We need a title, the author, and a 5-star rating. Did you love it? Did you hate it? And then you go in the draw for $100 worth of Whitcoulls vouchers.
The challenge runs for the full month of July and is open to all ages. Findlater says it's really important for children to get involved in these sorts of competitions because it helps make reading fun.
At the end of the day, if you can't read or you're not comfortable reading, you are going to struggle for the rest of your life, because even technology still requires literacy. It still requires you to be able to read and understand what you're reading. So it's really important that kids read and enjoy reading, because it shouldn't be a chore, because if it's a chore, no one likes that and no one does it.
And she says librarians are there to help people find books they might not normally consider reading. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
A new name has been chosen for Otago Museum's jewelled gecko. After 929 public votes and 950 entries, Manawa has emerged as the preferred name for the gecko. And our reporter Roselle LeBone caught up with the gecko this afternoon.
Smuggled to Germany, intended for the pet trade, seized by German authorities and then repatriated. Now this jewelled gecko, originally from the Otago Peninsula, is finally home again, and there's a whole lot of heart behind his newly adopted te reo name. I'm Roselle LeBone. I'm here at the Otago Museum at the terrarium or gecko enclosure with Sam, and we're finding out about the jewel gecko here, and he's just been newly named. Can you tell me a bit about that, Sam?
Yeah, well, so we've actually been doing a process where we've gone to public vote After that we went and we dwindled it down to 3, and in the last couple of weeks we've actually just found out, and so today we've just announced his name, and it's Manawa. So we're very, very excited. It's a really cool name and he suits it perfectly.
The te reo Māori word manawa means heart. The winning entrant felt the gecko deserved a strong name tied to New Zealand after the journey it had been through to get to the museum.
He got actually taken to Germany and then brought all the way back here after he'd illegally been traded in the pet trade, so which is a huge, huge thing.
And he's got some pretty special qualities for such a little guy, hasn't he? You've just been telling me a couple of his quirks.
Yeah, he's a bit of a cheeky wee guy. He's got an attitude, but he's adorable and he's very smart. He recognises our staff's uniform quite well, and as well as that, he picks his favourites in the staff. He definitely has like the girls that he's got crushes on and the boys he doesn't like so much that come near him. So, yeah.
What about his eating habits? He's quite a cheap pet.
Oh, absolutely, totally, yes, totally. We feed him actually only twice a week, 1 or 2 crickets at the moment because he's in winter. So we don't want him to get too chubby. So we've got to make sure we keep an eye on that food intake. But he's great, yeah, really, really efficient.
Get obese?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Just like us. If you overeat in winter or get into that block of chocolate.
The prize package includes a family pass to the Planetarium and Discovery World Forest, a $50 voucher for the museum shop and cafe, and a family tour of the museum's galleries. Roselle Labone, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, it's been a fun day of sports for hundreds of CoEd school students in Dunedin, and a cold front is fast approaching, bringing some rain for the south. We'll have the details in our look at the region's weather.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
How about these? Stretch moleskins by Lee Ryder. 7 colours, 2 leg lengths. Very comfortable, warm, extremely durable, and only $79.90.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Loss of collagen is the reason for those fine lines and wrinkles. Silberhorn's Collagen Plus naturally supports your collagen levels, giving you younger, firmer looking skin, healthier, shinier hair and stronger nails. Joints, tendons, ligaments and cartilage all benefit from healthy collagen levels, the very foundation of structural health. Support collagen levels naturally with Collagen Plus by Silberhorn. Be quick, buy one now and get a second pack half price. Call now 0800 502 402.
The University of Otago, an institute of world-class education and the social epicentre of the city, with outfits needed for more formal functions like the ball and for less formal functions like...
The zoo? Are you sure?
Yeah, trust me.
Yeah, Dad, you'll definitely see me. I'm the one in the yellow and blue face paint and the onesie in the zoo.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product, and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Autumn is here. Too late to sow grass seed, but never fear. Ready Lawn is here. Ready Lawn, your perfect all year round solution. Call Ready Lawn today.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
The
outrageous thing in New Zealand at the moment is that we have the leading rate of colorectal cancer in the developed world, highest for women and third highest for men.
The rates in women are hugely raised compared to other countries. So whereas in other countries it's 2 men for every 1 woman, in New Zealand it's almost 1 to 1.
Sadly, it's New Zealand's silent killer.
Welcome back. Police have today arrested a 40-year-old female in relation to 3 recent aggravated robberies in Dunedin. The first robbery was at McAuliffe Jewellers on June 6th. The other 2 both occurred last Friday at the Elgin Food Market and Todd Antiques. Police say they're extremely pleased to have made the arrest so quickly and are thanking the public for their help. They say the quality of the CCTV and cameras throughout the city were of great assistance in their investigation. The woman will appear in the Dunedin District Court tomorrow on 3 aggravated robbery charges. A group of Invercargill seniors took learning about technology into their own hands today. Forget about getting your grandkids to show you all the bells and whistles on your smartphone. 5 Invercargill seniors spent the morning at the Southland Express office getting a private masterclass from Shejoy Matthew. Organiser Leslie Gray says the group learned about the things cell phones can be used for other than basic calling and texting. By the end of the lesson, they were confident enough to teach our Invercargill reporter Ruby Spink a thing or two. More than 600 students are taking part in the annual Co-Education Sport and Schools event today in Dunedin. And Roselle LeBone joined a group of them on the curling rink at the Ice Stadium.
These young students from a variety of Dunedin schools had the chance today to brush up their curling skills. I'm Roselle LeBone. I'm here at Dunedin Ice Stadium for the first ever curling tournament at the CoEd Sports and Schools event. Outside, the black ice in Dunedin is treacherous, but in here things are just starting to heat up. The students were schooled in the pitfalls of the game by Canadian player Oliver Sirline.
I haven't fallen on the ice, but I have seen a few people fall, or else if stones come flying at you.
I'm just a teacher in charge from Bayfield High School. I've got 2 teams in the tournament, the CoEd Cup. And the Cup, I think they started up about 8 years ago, I believe. I'm not too sure how long ago. Bayfield started it up with all the local schools, and this is the first year we've got curling into it. So we're pretty excited to be here.
Similar to bowls and shuffleboard, curling is a sport in which players slide stones on a sheet of ice towards a target. To most outsiders, the sport may seem a little foreign, but it's steadily gaining traction in New Zealand.
Oh, it's nice to see the momentum building. You know, it's nice to see, especially amongst the high schools locally. You know, a lot of single-sex schools are involved as well with us this year, so that's nice. It's great to see it out there. It really is. The kids are stoked to be here. You know, not only do they get to miss math and science class, they also get to have a bit of fun on the ice, right? So.
Other sports played around Dunedin today include hockey, rugby, netball, basketball, football and badminton. The objective is to celebrate co-education sport in schools. Schools this year are aiming to take out reigning kings of the coveted CoEd Cup, Kavanagh College. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
Now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. The Southern Partnership Group has finalised preferred options for the redevelopment of Dunedin Hospital and sent the report straight to Wellington. Dunedin police say there have been some minor crashes around the city due to the frost this morning, with cars slipping on the roads. And visitors to Queenstown Airport should experience fewer traffic snarl-ups once $4.6 million of roading improvements are completed. All right, Phil's here now from the ODT to tell us about tomorrow's paper. Good evening.
Yes, hi Callum. I thought I'd start with what we call the Inside Out page. That's a feature page on Fridays. Sometimes about housing, it's about gardening, and Gillian Vine's talking about carpet roses. The roses that have taken off in the last couple of decades because they're so hardy and so easy care. So read about that. Tomorrow's also Sports Lift Out Day. Lots about club rugby and so on, and of course the build up to the Lions test. Story switched down to Clutha District, remarkable tourism growth there. It's in percentage terms anyway, so there's a story about that. On our regional pages tomorrow, it's the day when we have a Wanaka Times section, so stories on Wanaka feature there in particular, along with the other reports from around Otago and the south. There were some problems at Cadbury's today with the virus and Cadbury World. I had some fun with the cafe there, so a brief report on that. And the opinion page tomorrow has three of our favourite economists there. There's Gwyn Dyer with his world view, a great perspective on things. Chris Trotter, very good writer and new perspectives. And the American woman Gina Barreca, and she always makes good reading and always has a lot of common sense. And lastly, I thought I'd mention, look out for the story on the Vietnam vet in hospital. Received a service award, and it really was something special for him, and really a nice heartwarming piece on that.
All right, plenty in tomorrow's ODT. Thanks, Phil. Okay, time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silverhorn Sportsville.
And we start with today's southern view taken of boats in Queenstown. And the situation map sees that cold front approaching from the Tasman Sea, and with it a trough of low pressure which will bring some showers tomorrow and Saturday. And to the southern outlook for tomorrow, highs of 11 for these towns. Balclutha gets some rain later in the day, as does the Catlins, Gore and also Lumsden, with fresh nor'westerlies. To the central, Alexandra sees cloud increasing there tomorrow and a high of 12. Queenstown with some rain later and 10, also 10 for Tiano and Wanaka with rain later in the day. Up to the northern outlook, Oamaru tomorrow has a mostly cloudy day, moderate nor'easterlies and a high of 9. Marama and Timaru, also Twice will get to double figures just with a cloudy Friday, moderate northerlies. Here in Dunedin, tonight mostly fine with nor'easterly winds and an overnight low of 4. Tomorrow, high cloud increases with a nor'easterly freshening and showers tomorrow evening expected, the high for Friday 8, the low 5. Saturday, mostly cloudy and cold with a light sou'wester. Dunedin's high for Saturday is 9, the low 5. And down to Invercargill tonight, a freshening northerly overnight, a low of 1 for Invercargill. Tomorrow, cloudy, fresh northerly easing and some rain from the afternoon tomorrow, a high of 12, a low of 6. And on Saturday, showers with fresh cold sou'westerlies, 10 the high and 6 the low for Saturday. That was the South Today. For more Southern Region news, you can follow us online via Facebook, YouTube and Twitter. Have a good night.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.